friends. We're budgeting. Jump in. Let's talk money. We're here to talk about the do-re-mis. I'm here to talk about do-re-mis. I hope you're here to talk about do-re-mis. Let's not talk about these ashy hands I got working over here. But listen, that's why I got this. Hashtag not sponsored, but Dove, y'all can send me a check. Dove, send me a check. Send me a check, okay? I'm going to get my hands together. Hey, y'all. Hey, Miss Charlie. Good to see y'all. Y'all let me know where you're chiming in from. I am here for all of the things except these dry hands, which I'm trying to rectify this problem right now. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're jumping in. Today is April 28th. April 28th. And I don't know if some of you are like me, but it was payday today. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody from Goldsboro. Hey, how are you, Miss Laura? Hey, Michelle. Thank y'all so much for joining me. If you are joining me from wherever you, hey, Budgeting Mama. Hey, y'all. All right, we're jumping in. I'm just trying to moisturize, right? Hello. Good to see everybody. I'm so glad that you are able to join me tonight. So today is April 28th. And for most of us, it's a Friday. Most people generally get paid on Fridays. You might be a little bit different, but we get paid the very last working day of the month. Hey, Evangelist from Michigan. Hey, Miss Sarah. Hey, Nicole from Greenville. I have an aunt that lives in Greenville, and I used to live pretty close to there. I lived in Winterville for a little bit. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Hey, y'all. Hey, Dr. Robin, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad everybody is here. Okay, we're talking money tonight because it is, like I said, for me, it's the very last working day of the month. So I get paid once a month, the last working day of the month. So my paycheck came in, and there are some things that we're going to do. So I'm not sharing my budget with you guys tonight. We'll get a budget. You'll get a budget video Monday, which is the first day of May. So you'll get your budget video on Monday, but we are going to talk savings envelopes, right? So let's talk about the savings challenges. I have a couple savings challenges going on. One of y'all, my kids are over there eating, getting their life together. Can one of y'all bring me my my little savings booklet thing for me? Bring both of them, please. Okay. So one thing that's very important to think about when you're doing your finances is, have you budgeted, right? We're going to budget for May. May starts Monday, but you can't wait till Monday to budget. If you are like, hey, Tanya, if your bills run anything like mine, as soon as I pay the mortgage for next month rolls in like 2 days later, and I'm on time every time. Oh, nice. You're doing the 52 weeks. So I'm doing the 52 weeks as well. I get paid once a month. So I have to pull all of my envelopes at one time. I have pulled them, and I'm going to share with you which ones I pulled tonight. And then I have my savings notebooks because I'm doing several other challenges. I'm doing the $20 challenge. I'm doing the $5 challenge. And then I have my summer groceries. Now, a couple of things are very different in my world than they may be in your world, and we'll chat about those. But going back to what I was saying originally, you have to budget. I encourage it because the only way for you to know what your money is doing is for you to give your for you to give your money a job. So our money is assigned tasks based on the bills that we have. Hey, Tiff, good to see you. Hey, Miss Jasmine, I did see that you were starting a new job. Very good. So you assign your money jobs based on the bills that you have. That's what budgeting is. So I've done my budgeting sheet. I always do my budget. It is here. It's an Excel spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is always linked in the description box of any video that I do. I have sent it out to several people that have asked. I'm not sending it out anymore because I sent it out to a ton of people. I mean, a ton. Okay, I hope you're all using it, but it is always in the description box of any video that I do, and it was a free download for me. I just Googled, this showed up, and you are welcome to download it as well. So I always do my budget so that I know what I'm working with, and then what I do from there is I determine what are my cash categories, which go in my envelopes. So I had several cash categories, but here's how budgeting helps you. because Shakima made a faux pas. I forgot something. So I have several cash categories. I have groceries, my once a month groceries that I do. Well, I do weekly grocery shops. There are 5 weeks in the month of May. So you have to make sure that you are mindful of how many weeks there are. Now, some people are once a month grocery shoppers. I need the payoff of shopping every week because I am a former couponer. I don't coupon as much now because there's really not a lot of coupons out here that I have access to. And then I don't do a lot of the savings apps because you got to download this and download that. And I don't want to take up all that space on my phone because I use my phone for filming. So it's around and around. But I do shop for sales. So I do weekly grocery shops, but I only get paid once a month. So I take my lump sum of grocery money and I divide that between my envelopes. The next thing are summer groceries. Now, if you're following me from YouTube, you understand what that means. But for those of you who are following me via Facebook, I am in a little bit of a different situation. We have 12 months in a year. I'm paid only 10 of those months. I am a stay-at-home full-time mom for 10 weeks out of the year. That is my summer months. So my last paycheck will come May, whatever the May last working day of May is, and then I will not receive another paycheck until August, the last working day of August. So June and July, no paychecks come in this household. Now, don't get scared, don't get worried, and don't think I'm going to ask anybody to pay my bills. The Lord allows us to do something called a summer share account. What that means is, I know it's a thing of the past, girl, but that's all right. The Lord going to give us finances and we're going to be able to just live our best financial life. And I'm here for it in Jesus' name. So what that allows me to do is my bank, who I bank with for all of my banking, they're able to pull out from my paycheck a certain amount of money every single paycheck for 10 paychecks. What that does is they then put it into an account that I can only have access to in June and July. That's just how it's set up. So they have whatever the amount is in that account. Half of it goes into my account in June. Excuse me. And the other half goes in July. And that's how I have enough money to cover my mortgage. It's how I have enough money to cover my utilities. And it's how I have enough money to cover my water bill, right? Those are my main staples for my summer months. Now, I am in a different situation as well. We have no consumer debt at all. I don't owe anybody any money with the exception of my home. And the Lord has given me a supernatural strategy to be able to pay off my home in less than 30 years. I will not have a 30-year mortgage in Jesus' name. And so when I listen to the direction of God, and He has even given me a directive to increase my charitable giving, my contributions to my faith-based organization, to my church. And so even doing that, I'm still not going to have a 30-year mortgage on this house. That is not God's best for me. Kingdom finances are God's best for me. And I'm going to live in that space. And I want to help you live there as well. So I do two things. The first thing I do are called sinking funds. Sinking funds are funds that are, hey, ma'am, good to see you. Sinking funds are funds that I fund all year long for a big event, right? So my recycling, this is just one of the things. My recycling comes due in July. It's like $189 for recycling, for them to come by and pick up recycling. I take $189. I'm going to do it for y'all. So it's $189. I divide that by 12 months. So every month I put $16 in an account for my recycling. Now, Shakima, how can you afford to do sinking funds? Again, I don't have consumer debt. So the only thing that comes out of my paycheck is my mortgage, my utilities, my water bill, my internet, my cell phone, and my lawn guy. I have somebody come and cut my grass. My children's dad sends, Jackson is my last child on child support, so he sends an amount. For that, I take out money for his savings account. I put money towards his savings every time I get a child support deposit. I didn't start off that way, but I wanted to be able to, when my children turn 18 and they no longer get child support, which my middle two have, Shamika was already out of the house when their dad and I divorced. So she was already grown. So Trandon and Alana have funneled off of child support. Alana works, but Jackson is still here. I wanted my children to have something past 18. So about the third or fourth year that we were getting child support, I was at a good enough financial place with my social media that I could then put money into an account for Jackson and Alana at that time. I wasn't able to save a ton for Alana, but I gave her something. So if she had to leave this house right now, she would have something to live on. Jackson will be on child support for the next 4 years. He turns 14 on Sunday. And so he has 4 more years until he graduates high school, according to the state of North Carolina. And every week his dad sends money. I put money in a savings account specifically for him. With that as well, I take care of any expenses he needs. I have a separate high school account for shoes, clothes, all those types of things. So I'm not trying to pull it out of my paycheck. When I get the very first child support of the month, I pull out a specific amount and plop it into his high school account. It used to be our homeschool account, but he now is in traditional school. So I put a specific amount in there every single month, and it just builds until we need to buy something. So he had a growth spurt, and I needed to take him to buy some tops, some shirts, and some pants. And so I took him over. I had plenty of money in the account because I don't have to spend it every single month. And I was able to go ahead and just use my debit card that's linked to that account and go ahead and get him what he needed. And now we start back building. I don't spend it all the way down, but I spend enough to get him what he needs. But I put money in that account every single month. It accrues interest over time. And if I need to spend, then I spend. If I don't, it continues to build. So that's what a sinking fund is. And I have to date, I'll tell you, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have 13 sinking funds. And I started off, and I didn't immediately start sinking funds. I didn't start sinking funds until I had been budgeting almost 10 years. It took me that long to get my mind together with my budget, to get my eating together, because once I changed my eating habits, my mind became very clear. And I knew that God was calling me to do this because it was something that I needed to teach other people how to do. I don't take out a lot. I do I do $25 every time I get a deposit. So if you even have to start with $5, something is better than nothing. And I had debt when I first started. This journey that the kids and I have been on has been about a 13-year journey. Jackson is going to be 14 on Sunday, and I started Debt Freedom Financial Peace University when Jackson was a year old. So don't look at, she's so much farther along. It took me years to get my life together, years. And I'm thankful that I have it together now. But now I'm still working. I'm still out here grinding, right? Because I got to fund these funds, and I got to, I'm not doing the same jobs that I was doing before. I've cleaned toilets. I've done all the things. I've done multiple jobs just to try to make sure that I could get my family to a different place in our lives. I had to write a new narrative for my family, right? Okay. So in addition to my sinking funds, so one last thing about summer money, right? Because I don't get paid in June and July. So I have enough in my summer share to cover all my main bills, to put gas in my car, to put a roof over our head, but I don't have enough, or I didn't have enough in previous years to buy groceries. I could cover all of the main things, but I couldn't feed us on what I was able to save in my summer account. So the Lord spoke to me 3 years ago now. This will be my third summer doing this. The first summer, he said, Shakima, out of whatever you take out for your groceries, He said, I want you to pull $50 off of the top of that and put it in a fund for your summer groceries. I have 10 weeks of no pay and I work for 10 months. So every month, because I'm a once a month paid employee, I pull off X amount of dollars out of my grocery budget and I put it in a fund. Now, for those 10 months, I'm able to save my summer grocery money because whatever the amount is, I put it in this envelope booklet and I'm able to save. So the first year I did $50. That was 3 years ago. $50 was enough because I was couponing and all the things and I could just, I know how to make meals. I don't plan my meals first and shop. I shop for what's on sale and then I make food based on what I have in the house because I'm that talented in the kitchen. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all I'm a superstar at anything else, but I am creative in my kitchen space. So that's how I grocery shop. I do not make a list first. I go to the grocery store. Well, I first look at my ads. I see what's on sale. And from the sales, I then pick out the things I'm going to buy. And then I come home and make meals. That's called back mapping or backwards planning, but it works for me and my budget. The second year I did it because we were kind of in that, pandemic-y, whatever was happening. The Lord told me to take off $75 from my grocery budget and put that in the envelope. So for 10 weeks, I had $75 a week. This year, post-pandemic, the Lord told me to take $100 out. Now, Shakima, $100 really can't feed 3 people. Well, here's how I do it. Again, I prep, which means I have extra food in this house in multiple places. I got food everywhere. I don't have food insecurity. Again, I used to be a couponer, and a couponer, we just buy stuff when it's on sale. When we have a coupon, when you buy it on sale with a coupon, it equals free or close to free. And I always got those types of things. So it just worked for us. And then when Thanksgiving comes, right, they put their turkeys on sale. So depending on what grocery stores you have, somebody mentioned Kroger. We do not have Kroger here. I have Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Piggly Wiggly, and Walmart, Aldi. We did get an Aldi. But at Harris Teeter and Food Lion during Thanksgiving, if you spend $35, $45 or whatever the minimum amount is, you can get a turkey for like 19 cents a pound. Every week I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to spend at least $100. So I meet the threshold and I get a turkey. So this year, I think I got 3 turkeys. I gave away 1. I have 2 turkeys left. I have 1 in my deep freezer and 1 at my sister's house. So if I get in a pinch with meat, which my kids not eat very well. If I get in a pinch though, I have my turkey. And so what I need to do is I can cook that turkey. I debone it, right? I take all the meat off. I chop up the meat. I package it again. Then I take the bones, I boil them down, and I make stock for chicken stock or turkey stock. So I know how to do those types of things. I'm a farm girl. I'm from the country. I enjoy being in my kitchen. We started our garden from Dollar Tree seeds and Walmart seeds. I don't have fancy seeds. I just pray over the seeds I got. So let me go back and talk about what Jasmine said. Jasmine said, I've been watching you and others for a while. I want to do sinking funds so bad, but I always revert back to just one savings account for everything. I originally had 18 sinking funds. Maybe I just had too many. What I do is I have an account called Capital One 360. That is a checking account. Beneath that checking account, they will let you nest up to 27 savings accounts. So I have 1 main checking account. I have 13 sinking savings accounts, and I've linked my personal bank to that bank. So all of my monies come from there to my accounts, and I have them go into which account they're supposed to go in. I do that once a month. Once a month is all I do. And then when I need to pay a bill or spend something out of an account, I then move it into this checking account where I have my debit card attached. Hey, ma'am. And so it just it was a learning curve for me. And it can be for those of us who've never done it before, right? So I don't suggest having 18 sinking funds. I suggest starting with a couple, one or two, right? But for me and for those people, now some people would say, well, why don't you keep your money in the bank because it draws interest? I speak and talk and teach from the perspective of people who may not have access to banking. I have access to banking, but there are people who watch me who don't trust the bank or they don't have a banking account for whatever reason. So I don't want to exclude anybody from what I'm doing. I just try to talk around that. If you are a banking person, use your bank. Some people don't. And I know me. I know my habits and my proclivities. I am a swiper. I am swiper, no swiping. I am out here with my debit because I got money in the bank. I'm about to swipe it. No, I mean, I know what I have my overhead expenses and I can't afford to do that because if I do that, I'm going to find myself right back in the situation where I was before. Even though I had shared debt from my divorce, that's what I was paying off in some student loans. I'm not getting back in that situation for anybody. So for me to keep me from doing this, because Amazon, honey, Amazon will get you. I just pull out my funds and I put them in envelopes. It works for my brain. And I've had to break it down I've had some mishaps. I've had some stuff happen, but as a general rule, I've had success with envelopes. If that's not your jam, do what your jam is. This jam works for me. Now, okay, couple of savings things, because this is about savings. We're going to get to the budget. Hey, ma'am, we're going to get to the budget. You're getting a budget video Monday, and you're getting a video, okay? Maybe not. I might go live. I don't know. Y'all know how I'm doing with this. If I do it live, is that good? I might have to just do it live because the editing, right? And I got to preach Sunday, so I don't know if I'll have enough time. I'm going to try my best, but okay. So now, here is what I'm doing. I'm doing the 52-week challenge. Let me explain that to some of y'all who are unsure about the 52-week challenge. So I took 52 envelopes, and I wrote the numbers 1 through 52 on them. Then I shuffled all of my envelopes together, right? So I'm going to share. I have 3 sets of envelopes right here. These are regular white envelopes. No, you don't have to have the special envelopes with the special people and all of that. That is not necessary. If that's not in your budget, please do not do that. Save your coins, put them towards your debt or what have you. Make sure you and your kids are square. Do not just go out here trying to be like me. Remember, I have no consumer debt and I have worked myself to this point. And even though I don't have consumer debt, I'm not willy-nilly with my fund. Remember, I ain't out here swiper, no swiping, because that's not going to work for me. Now that I have no consumer debt, I am in a phase called building wealth, right? I don't have debt. I paid all of that. My children and I have all of our overhead expenses paid plus some. We have about 4 to 5 streams of income that come into our home every single month. Now I'm over here working it. Work it. Let me work it. I'm over here doing it. Okay. Don't act like, I'm not asking anybody for anything. I'm out here putting out content. And putting that content out is helping my children and I. Well, Shakima, how can I put out content? Put out content. Just get your camera out, start shooting something and upload it. Well, mine ain't going to grow like yours. It took me years. And not only did it take years, but it took the wind of Holy Spirit to blow over here for people to start recognizing who we were. I have a friend, his name is Glenn. Glenn says, Shakima, you're blowing up out there. I don't know what it looks like out there. I only see what I'm seeing right here. So if it is, it's God. It's not me. I don't have those big lights and stuff in my house. I can't stand the clutter. I can't do it. It just can't live here. Y'all already know I'm over here cleaning like a crazy person. Okay. Now, I did 52 envelopes and I put the numbers on them. Y'all can't see that, right? So I put the numbers 1 through 52. Then I started to shuffle them up. And every month I count out the number of weeks there are in the month. In May, Wednesday is my date. Wednesday is the day that I look at because Wednesday is the day that I go grocery shopping because sales used to roll on Wednesdays. That's why I picked Wednesday. There are 5 Wednesdays. So the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, 14th, and the 31st. There are 5 Wednesdays. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 and 4 days weeks, right? So 4 in a 4-day week. So I'm counting that as a 5th week, and I pulled 5 envelopes. I randomly pulled. Now, for those who have been following, I've already pulled envelopes for January, February, March, and April. So 4 months worth of envelopes, they are already stuffed. These are stuffed. People will say to me, well, Shakima, I have a habit of going to my envelopes and pulling money out. I've not pulled any money out of here. These are all the envelopes that I have saved for the last 4 months, and they're all randomized. Okay. These have funds in them. This is what's left, right? So this is all that's left, right? For the next, 7 months. I still got 7 more months to go, and I plan to finish. Now, when I first started this, it was like, what are you going to use this money for? Again, budgeting doesn't work if you don't give your money jobs. Now, Shamika's getting married. Shamika lives in California. I've got to fly 3 of us to California, and we live on opposite sides of the United States. I'm on one coast, she's on another. So I was thinking, okay, I got all my other stuff covered. I got Alana's car money saved. I got vacation money saved. What am I going to do with this money? That's going to fly us to California and home, right? So I'm saving up right now these envelopes in order for me to be able to go to my daughter's wedding. It's the only way I'm going to be able to go. Now, we do have a safe, so don't anybody come for me. You shouldn't keep that in your house. We have a safe. It's all good. And a couple reasons why people should not. Don't try it. Let me tell you. Stay safer at your house. Don't do it. Okay. Now, for May, I've already pulled my envelopes, and I pull it blind. I don't look and see what I'm getting. So here are my envelopes. I got 33. Now, if you look here, right, this is how I go to the bank. I put the denominations that I need on each envelope. So I need 120, 110, and 3 ones. Then I have, what is that? 48. Ooh, y'all, I picked some big ones this time. 2 20s, 1 5, 3 ones. Okay. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened in the bank too. There's 7. That was a good one. I was like, ooh, 7. Praise God. Okay. I know that's right. 11. Look, my grandmama was not no fool. She might not have went to a lot of high school, but she wasn't no crazy person. And I know what I'm doing over here. Okay. 47. And it took me a long time to get there. I don't want to come off braggadocious, because that's not it. My glory goes to the Lord, because God helped me get my mind together. But we worked hard to get to this place, and I'm trying to move my children past how am I going to feed them. They're going to be able to feed themselves, and not only feed themselves, but they're going to be able to feed other people, because that's what they've seen modeled in front of them from this household. Okay, let me tell you about the bank. So when I get all of that done, the next thing I do is I write down what denominations I need. And that when I went in the bank today, I was like, Lord, don't let these people think I'm sticking the bank up, because I handed the lady my note of how many denominations I needed. And I was like, Lord, what they gonna think? No, okay, ma'am, I just need this many. I don't need to explain it, because I don't want people knowing my business. First of all, you don't never know who's in the bank, and I don't want to be accosted in the bank. But I'm just telling you, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Can you get me these denominations? And it works at my bank. I've never had a problem. Miss Blondell helped me today. She was a blessing. Okay. So I'm at the bank. I'm getting out my denominations for my envelopes. And there's this gentleman. He was originally behind me. The lady called me over to one window, but then the lady she was helping before me came back because something was wrong with her money order or whatever the problem was. So I ended up having to get back in line. And the gentleman who was behind me now was in front of me. So again, Miss Blondell got me. She's a cute little lady at the bank. She called me over, and she's working out my information. So I hear this man say, I need $20 out of this account, and I need $50 out of her account. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm minding my business, because it's not my business. I'm at the end. I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, first of all, let me just say this with as much gentility as I can, and please don't try to come for me, because I'm trying to explain what I did. So this gentleman was not dressed the best. I mean, he had on like some low Timberlands that has seen their better days. His pants looked like they was way too big. He just, he looked like he had been through some stuff in his life. And Aunt Fran, you'll understand what I'm saying right now. He did not appear to understand a lot of things. He had it in his mind what he needed to do, and that was it. And the lady needed to help him get to that end, right? So the lady behind the desk was saying, okay, sir, I can give you money out of this account, but you're not on this other account. Now, first of all, I don't even know how she pulled up the other account if he didn't have access to it some type of way. So y'all better check your little accounts, make sure people ain't asking about your business, right? Because if he's not on the account, how can you pull up anyway, whatever. So the man was like, I got a cab outside and I really need to get this money. And the lady was like, well, sir, if you're not on this account, I can't give you any money. And now, inspect go gadget ears. We are in it. Okay. Minding my business, but I am listening. And she said, well, I can let you speak to a loan officer. And the man was like, but I got to go. And if I don't get this money, it's going to mess everything up and all the problems going to happen. So he was like, okay, I'll go talk to somebody. Well, she said, well, you go sit down and I'll get somebody to come get you. So he did not do that. He just went to the first door that was open and he tried to get this lady, she was in the bank, to help him get this money out. And I don't think that the lady she is nothing she could do. Again, their process was right. He wasn't on the account. He can't get the money. The one thing that bothered me, now I didn't judge the gentleman because I thought about my grandfather. My grandfather went to first grade. My grandfather could write his name and he could do numbers. He knew how to do math. He couldn't do no complicated, trigonometry. He was never going to do any of that. He could write his name and he could count his money. And when I saw that man, immediately, he was tall like my granddaddy, very slender and thin. And my heart went there. And so Miss Blondell was helping me. I had to help Miss Blondell because she didn't get my money right. I said, wait a minute, Miss Blondell, look at that little number again, right here. See what I'm talking about? This right here. She was like, oh, what did I do? Yeah, ma'am, come back. Let's look right here. You about to short me some money. Not today, Satan. Okay. So we got it all squared away and she put all in the envelope and I'm going on about my happy business. Now this man is in this office talking to this lady, but the teller that was behind the window when he walked in that office said, oh my God, he went into her office. And then here come the people. And I was like, you know what? God is not pleased with this behavior. He is a regular person like anybody else. We're going to treat people right. What we not going to do is judge that person because of whatever your judgmentalness is. We're going to do what we're supposed to do. And the Lord said, okay, Shakima. Okay. So I had given myself some spending money the very first time in a long time that I had given myself spending money. And I gave myself a nice little chunk because I might want to go get something. Yeah. And the Lord said, give half of that away. I said, oh, Rabbi Shando Bokoshe. You got to speak in tongues. If you know the Lord, you just say, okay, God, no problem. So I didn't want to walk in the office where he was talking to the lady. But fortunately for me, when Miss Blondell was done with me, I was able to meet him. I was going by the door. He was coming out of her office still feeling some type of way. I pulled a $50 bill out of my envelope and I said, pay for your taxi. Because why? Why would you do that, Shakima? Well, here's the reason. First of all, I have no consumer debt. I don't need to necessarily go to the Goodwill and buy one more thing to bring in this house. We have enough stuff. We are stuffed out. We are stuffed out here. There's no more stuff needs to come into this space. That's the truth. The second thing tells us that we don't know if we're entertaining angels unaware. I don't know what God wants me to do. I don't know who that is. What I thought about, I said that could have been the undercover boss, just dressed up real raggedy, like trying to see how people was going to treat him. Because that stuff is real. Y'all watch some little reality shows. I don't watch them, but I've seen little commercials or whatever that fly by. You don't ever know who that is. And I'm not going to miss an opportunity to bless somebody. Well, Shakima, what? And then my human mind says, well, what if he buy some beverages or some other stuff he don't need to have? It is not your responsibility to worry about what you give away. That's between them and the Lord. Your part is to be obedient when you hear God. Now, there's plenty of people standing out there with their little sign, we'll work for food, and I have driven right by. I have just driven right on by, hadn't bothered nobody. But in this case, the Lord said, do what do what I did. And I did that. Well, it wasn't 5 minutes after that, my Cash App dinged. Now, what came through on Cash App did not cover what I gave out, but there's a principle there. Shakima, if you give, it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall not cause men to give unto your bosom. That was a Cash App. I don't know what God gonna do between now and the next time somebody want to bless me, but I'm gonna be open to a blessing. Now, I didn't share all of that to again hype me up. I shared all of that to tell you that God is faithful. He's so faithful that we got our bonus. This is bonus month, right? And I get a bonus twice a year. But God gave us a bonus on top of the bonus that we didn't know we was getting. So when I looked up my stuff this week in Employee Portal, I was like, oh, Jesus, clutch your pearls, girls, because the Lord did a thing. So I'm going to be obedient always, right? Okay, back to these envelopes. Praise the Lord. So I just have a little less spending money. It's okay. Children, one of my children, somebody who belongs to me, come this way. Okay. So I've got my savings envelopes and I'm going to stuff these. The reason I put the denominations is because I don't want to make change. When you start having to make change, it all gets real funky. And then you're like, okay, well, I could get that change later. Or, I could get this later. No. What we're going to do is go to the bank. We're going to ask the teller to do our denominations. We do that little bit of work up front. And then we have everything we need. Now, this is going to be my 5th month worth of envelopes because at the end of the year, I should have $1,378 just from my 52-week savings. Would somebody bring me my envelope from the bank, please? Walk quickly, lovely. It's in my purse. I didn't get it. I apologize, but thank you. Good job, Aunt Fran. And again, let's go back and talk logistics, right? You may not be where I am. You may not be at the 52 weeks, but maybe you could do the $1, $5, $10 challenge and do 52 of those. Do 1, 5, 10, 1, 5, 10, 1, 5, 10. Just do something. Some people have never saved a dime in their life. They just don't know how. They've never done it before. You can do this. Well, Shakima, I'm not going to have as much as you, but if you have something, is more than what you had when you had nothing. See what I'm saying? See how that works for you, right? And then what I value is the lesson that I'm teaching people. First of all, I value what you're learning, and I value what I'm teaching my children. Alana is not getting off. She's not getting up off $1, period. Now that she has to do her own budgets and she knows where her money is going, she's like, Mother, Mom, I'd rather not do that. No, I know exactly what's in my account and I'm going to switch my money. Mother, Mom, she's learning those lessons. Shamika says it very, very plainly in my life. She says, Mom, we're changing the narrative of our family. My grandparents had enough money to get from the month to the month. Probably had more month than money. But they would pay their bills. Don't take nothing from them. They paid their bills. But we're getting beyond paying bills. We're now moving to the point where we can bless other people and we're building wealth. I prayed for 7 streams of income. God has given me more than half of that. And just by the fact of you watching the social medias and all of those things and liking the videos, please do give some thumbs and some stars and some hearts and likes and all the things. Thumb it down if you don't like it. I mean, it still gets us out in the algorithm. It has helped us to be able to increase our bottom line. And that's a blessing. I've already been able to look into the future to see what June is going to look, what my May payments will look like. God has increased us exponentially versus what I would have thought ever possible. I live on Ephesians 3:20 and 21. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ask, hope, dare to dream. And God is good to me in that way. If God didn't give me anything else past what he gave me today, I'm good. But he is so good in his own self that he wants me to continue being blessed so that I can bless somebody else. You don't ask God, how did I get to preaching? You don't ask God for kingdom finances and then not finance the kingdom. I prayed for kingdom finance And God is giving me opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Well, Shakima, he meant give it to the church. He meant give it to who needed it. Was it Elijah not that went to the widow's house and he said, what do you have in here? She said, well, I ain't got nothing but a little oil and a little flour. I'm about to make a cake. Me and the baby gonna die. He said, well, how about this? How about you make me a cake first? Was it not that after he ate and was replete, he said, now listen, I want you to go get all the pots you have in this house. Borrow a few from your neighbors if you don't have enough. And did the Lord not pour in enough oil? She said, I have a little bit. He said, go borrow some pots. And she just kept pouring from the little bit, so much so that she was able to take care of her, not only the bills she had, the debt and all that. She had something to live on. So she did not die that day because she was obedient to the voice of the Lord through the prophet of God. Okay, I'm going to move on. Now, I'm going to stuff these envelopes. $33, that's 120, 110, and 3 ones. Y'all better listen, get up on this here, okay? I'm here for it. I'm here for savings. I'm here for whatever God wants me to be here for. How you want me to do this, Lord? Because I know what it's like to be on the other side. And again, I've not arrived, but I know what it's like to be on the other side of where God wants me to be. And so I like this side better. I like being obedient to God better. I had set my heart on every week having a few little dollars to go to the Goodwill and buy me something. But it's not gonna, I got enough stuff. And what I don't have, God will provide. He owns the cattle on 1,000, and I'm gonna move on with that. Okay, I got my $33, 120, 110, 3 ones. That is going in my $33 savings envelope. Again, that's my 52 weeks envelope. So that's one. 48 is my next one. So 2 20s, a 5, and 3 ones. All right, right. So that's that. That's going into my envelope. It all comes down to what you want for your family. It all comes down to how you best can do this. $7 is my next envelope. So I have a 5 and 2 ones. Very good. Just start wherever you can start. You don't have to go back and make up the other months. Just start and go. Right? Well, I don't have enough to start because I didn't start at the beginning. Start where you start and be started. Good. Start where you start and be started. I'm about to preach that one of these days. Okay. 11 is my next one. So 110 and 1 1. I believe in it. I'm here. God has never lied to me one time. I don't care what it is that God has asked me to do. And he's asked me to do some stuff. I mean, he has asked me to do some things. And I don't have trust in the things. I have trust in the one who told me to do the things. And God has never left me or my children. We have never been without. We have never been to a place or a point. We've been down to our last package of meat. And God has sent the food stamps. That's been years and 20 some years ago. Don't act like we ain't never been on government assistance over here because, honey, we got the AFDC and EBT and any other T you got. We have had to be, we got Medicaid and all the things. But when we got to a different point in life, God moved us, right? So we got to a different point. So I know what it's like to not know how you're going to do something. I don't ever approach this. Oh, she got it all together. She just, no. That one of the reasons why I didn't do live videos a lot in the very beginning. So this is my $47 is because I have very kind, subscribers on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can send out what are called super thanks. And that's $1 amount for the person doing the event. And I never wanted my folks who were challenged financially themselves to feel like they had to support me, right? God was taking care of me. Now, I do them a little more now. And if a blessing comes through, a blessing comes through. But I don't do them to be for that reason, right? Some people's like, oh, you dry begging for this and you dry begging for that. That's not what we're doing over here. God is going to supply it. If he don't supply it, we don't need it. And that's how I've always lived. If he doesn't give it to me, it's probably something I didn't need anyway, right? I can afford not to have whatever it is. Sometimes you got to say no to your flesh. That's one of the problems that we get into with overspending. We don't say no to our flesh. And if you don't say no to your flesh, you're going to be working a lot of days. You're going to be working a lot of days. You're going to be working real hard, and it's going to be a problem for somebody. That's all I'm telling you. You don't have to agree with me, but that's just how it's all going to shake down for somebody. If we don't sometimes deny ourselves, there were many, 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 many years that I did not have any spending money at all. And if I did, my kids needed something, or we needed some more groceries, or whatever the case was. But in this season of being obedient to God, He has allowed us to get to a place where I'm not stressed out over my how I'm gonna pay my bills. The white ones, these just came from Dollar Tree, but I do have some other ones, and I'll show you those. For anybody that is interested in those, you're more than welcome. These are my conversation envelopes. Now, these I have for groceries. I'll show you these. These are just where I do my regular cash. So I have groceries and I have gas, and I have 5 weeks worth, because sometimes there's a 5th week in the month. So I keep moving. I have groceries and gas, groceries and gas, groceries and gas for 5 months. Then I have one envelope that's lawn maintenance, because like I said, I don't cut my grass. I have someone come and cut it for me. If any of my OGs are in the chat, can you type in or link Conversations Etsy shop if anybody can manage that for me. And then I have a beauty and a personal. I used to have to pay cash for this, but now our barber will let us do Cash App, so I don't even use this one anymore. Then I have recreation. This is for fun stuff. My kids and I don't do a lot of this. It will show up on YouTube as a video. It'll be here on Facebook or YouTube as a video. So after this, it'll be live there where you can go back and view it. Yes. So we don't do a lot of recreation, but Jackson has a birthday this month, and so maybe I would put something in there for that, or maybe I would want to go out with my sister and my friend or something like that, and I would want to make sure that I had money for that. This is for eating out. I very rarely eat out, but again, back in the day, those were the envelopes that I had. Now these are my new Black Queen envelopes. She is the most powerful piece in the game for chess, the game of chess. And so these are my savings challenges. I have a $5 challenge, which I do have money in. I've been saving up my $5. Thank you, Aunt Fran. And then if you use the code Shakima at checkout, Shakima, that's the K is first, you can get a 10% off discount. I think it's 10%. Don't charge me if I didn't get that right. But if you use Shakima at checkout on Conversation on Etsy, you can get a discount. This is my $10 challenge. I'm not currently stuffing that one, but there are 60 bubbles on the back, and you mark off the ones that you have done. Then I have a $20 challenge, and I have saved, I'm not quite at half, but I'm close. Now this one, this $1,200, I'm using this to save for Alana's car. Her dad and I agreed that we would both do some savings for her. So how am I doing this? Again, Alana has funneled off of child support, but my child support is still the same amount, and it has been. So for me, it doesn't cost me anything to pull out an extra $20 to put in here for her, because I didn't have as many years to save for her as I will save for Jackson. Okay, this is a new one that came in the Black Queen set. It's my $50 challenge, which I am going to try this one, but towards the latter part of the year, that's going to save me $3,000. This is the $100 challenge, which I don't have any in this one yet, but 60 $100 bills should be $6,000. And so again, those are just the envelopes that I have. She will customize your envelopes for whatever categories you deem fit or necessary for your journey. Again, my summer groceries, I actually have I have 10 weeks worth of $100 bills. Well, I have 9 because I haven't done I have 8. So I have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and then I have 5 $20 bills, which is the 8th week. So that's my 8 weeks of summer groceries. I'm going to put one more week in tomorrow, and then my last paycheck in May will be the 10th week. And each week of the summer months, I will take $100 out and go to the grocery store, because that's how my kids and I eat in the summer. We do what's called summer groceries. For teachers, it is an excellent way to kind of ration out how it is. And again, we had to take a hit in the monthly groceries for 10 months, but we're okay. You know, we're perfectly fine. Nothing that we need. Again, I have food in the house. I've got food in the other pantry. I've got food in my freezer, food in my deep freezer, food in my sister's freezer. We have food, right? So we're going to live that life. But anyway, you guys, there that is. I just wanted to chime in a little bit about savings envelopes. You can do this. All of us can do this. Do it on your scale. Even if you just, again, for the 52 weeks, if you just do $5 for 52 weeks, that's still going to get you almost $600, because 60 bubbles is $300. Well, it'll get you a little bit less than 300, but still, right? Whatever you can do to save something for your family is more than you were doing. The last thing I want to say is this. Y'all pray for me, because I need to say this very gently for some of us. Some of us are strong natured because we have to be, right? I have to be who I am so that my household runs. There's no husband. It's just mom. It's just me, right? So I have to pay all the bills and do all the things. There may be a husband who says, hey, I'm going to do this 52-week envelope thing. I saw this girl on TikTok. I saw this girl on Instagram, and she was doing this 52-week thing. Girl, I'm going to jump on this. And some women will talk him down about that or make him feel bad. Well, you should be saving anyway. You should be doing, how we do. Please don't do that. That's, first of all, unkind. And second of all, it has a way of emasculating your man and deflating who he is, right? He may be, if you got a good one out here and he just, stuff a little tight, but he trying to do his best, what you need to do is encourage that. Encourage him to continue to do. And the same is true for women. If you're a gentleman and your wife is wanting to do this, please don't tell her that's stupid, that's dumb, it's never going to do anything. I remember being told that with coupons. You're never going to be able to do that. Read them and weep, sir. Read them and weep, because I will go out there and coupon like nobody's business, because I am the champion. I'm the champ. Okay, I'm not gloating, right? But again, it makes people feel so less than, and they're doing the very best that they can. This right here could just mean so very much to your family. What if you said, okay, this is going to be our Christmas money. We know we don't have the money at Christmas, but we've been saving these 52-week envelopes, and we're gonna blow it out the water for our kids. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna do something that's gonna be different, right? And we're gonna have a different result, and we're gonna be happy about it, and we're gonna treat people like they need to be treated. If we did better at our words and how we treat people, I'm promising you would see such turnaround in your household. There will be such turnaround. Oh my God, you would be like, who live here? Do we live here? You live. And when your money stop acting funny, it changes things. The atmosphere changes. So anywho, there it is. I am going to have envelope video, and I'm going to have budgeting video for the month of May. That's going to be over on YouTube. I do have a couple things I'm going to be sharing on my new channel, my ministry channel. I'm preaching on Sunday. I have to travel out of town. I'll be in South Carolina preaching. And I have a good word. I believe that the Lord has given me something to share. So I may come back and recap it here. Not real sure yet about that. But anywho, thank y'all so much for chiming in with me. I do appreciate y'all. We had over 100 people. That was a blessing. I do hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Send the stars, send the hearts, do all the things. Love on people, because that's what God wants us to do. And we will see you guys the next time. Bye, y'all.